The Government of Sri Lanka, the Ministry of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development, and the Export Development Board on this important milestone. I would also like to recognize the leadership of the Export Development Board in driving the preparation of this plan and the consultative process that brought together government agencies, exporters, chambers, sector representatives, and development partners. ADB was pleased to support a process that was of Sri Lanka's public and private sectors. The launch of the National Export Development Plan comes at an important point in Sri Lanka's recovery. The country has made significant progress in restoring macroeconomic stability. At the same time, the recovery remains exposed to external shocks and structural constraints. This is why growth-oriented reforms are so important to build further resilience. Recent developments show how quickly external pressures can affect the economy, skills, innovation, and market access. But the plan should also be used to address the practical constraints exporters face every day. One that guides annual work planning, budget prioritization, development partner coordination, and public-private dialogue.
මුදල් නියෝජ්‍ය අමාත්‍යතුමා පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරු අද මෙතන ඉන්නවා. ඒ අපේ ශක්තියක්. අපි සාමූහික වැඩ කිරීමේ ප්‍රතිඵලයක්. විශේෂයෙන්ම මම ඉතාම සන්තෝෂ වෙනවා කර්මාන්ත අමාත්‍යවරයා හැටියට මේ කාර්තුව 2026 අපි අභිබව කර්මාන්ත ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ දායකත්වය 7.2ක තත්ත්වයකට ගෙන්නට ලැබී. මොකද අපි දන්නවා අපේ රට කුෂිකාර්මික කර්මාන්ත මූලයන් තිබුණට පහුගිය දශක ගණනාවම සේවා ආර්ථිකයේ මත තමයි අපේ ආර්ථිකයේ ඉපෙයින් පදනම් වුණේ. සේවා ආර්ථිකයේ පවතින ඕන. ඒ සේවා ආර්ථිකයේ පවතින ඕන හැම තියෙන්නේ කර්මාන්ත කුෂිකර්මාන්තයේ වර්ධනය වීමේ වේගයත් එක්ක.
This is the plan is all about how we can transform import dependent economy into a export-oriented economy, and that's a very important milestone that has to be the future of this country. And obviously, the point I want to make is, at the beginning, is you can't export without imports. But people argue that you need to stop, ban imports to save for an exchange is not going to work to promote export. Export means import and value and export. So any country that has developed exports can see large amount of imports as well. But we need to transform this that from import dependent to export oriented
plan as far as the markets are concerned, products are concerned, other strategies, how best we move on, the investments are concerned, and the connection and the connectivity of India reality. No. All the countries in this world cannot have more exports than
2026-2030 has been developed under the guidance of Ministry of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development and through extensive consultation with public and private sector stakeholders. We are particularly grateful to Asian Development Bank for its valuable technical assistance and partnership throughout this process. This plan builds the lessons learned from the National Export Strategy, which was implemented 2018-2022, and respond to the opportunities and challenges presented by an increasingly dynamic global
institutional coordination, policy consistency, stakeholder engagement, and regular monitoring of progress. Ladies and gentlemen, as key strength of the NEDP is its strong emphasis on partnership. Export development cannot be achieved by government institutions alone. It requires the active participation of all exporters, investors, entrepreneurs, industry associations, Chamber of Commerce, academias, and development.
Innovative and knowledge-driven export economy. The plan directly supports the government's ambition to increase exports significantly and strengthen Sri Lanka's integration.
The chairman hands over the first copy to our chief guest.